Well, hello there, good people of the world. Welcome to this live video broadcast where I ramble on about absolutely nothing of any consequence for minutes to possibly hours at a time. Thank you for joining me in my quest to bring happiness and joy to all the world, if only for but a moment at a time. Interesting day we got going on here. I'm here live in the East Coast Command Center in beautiful Stafford Springs, Connecticut. It's a very comfortable day. I don't think the temperatures are going to get over 80, so it's a really nice day. It's a beautiful day. That's why I'm inside in my garage coming to you live. All right. Anyway, so it's my goal, my quest, if you will, should you be interested. Um, several months ago, you of course know that things started coming to a standstill, and it was only supposed to be for a couple weeks. We were going to flatten the curve or some nonsense, and of course, it's turned into basically. It feels like a 6 month hostage situation. So anyway, everybody's been crazy. Things going nuts. Everybody's losing. People losing their jobs. They don't have money. People are scared, confused, and a lot of people talking. There are a lot of talking heads. A lot of people have a lot of opinions to say about everything. And there's lots of places you can go to get people's opinions about stuff. Lots of places you can go get news and stuff. And I decided, screw all that. Most of the stuff you're talking about has absolutely no consequence to you at all, if very little. Of course, there's lots of things. Don't misinterpret me. This one thing I find that you say one thing, and people think that because you're trying to make people happy, because you're trying to give people something to laugh about. That is apparently that you are single-handedly trying to trick everyone into not paying attention. No, I'm not tricking anyone into not paying attention. Please pay attention. What's going on? Please watch the news. Please be involved in the community. Please be involved in what's going on. Yes, take an active part in it, but don't let it drive you freaking crazy. That's kind of the point of all of this, is regardless of what side you're on. If you're on the left, you're on the right, you're in the middle, or you're for different, whatever it is, we are all human beings. We are all in this together. We might have different ideas about how to do everything, but we all want the same stuff. Nobody wants dirty air. Nobody wants dirty water. Nobody wants fighting. Everybody wants everybody else to be actually happy. Well, the majority of us want everybody to be happy. There's a few people out there who are they're just nuts, and they're crazy, and they're going to be nuts, and they're going to be crazy. They're stupid people. There are people who are stupid in this world, and there isn't anything we can do about it. We've tried. People have tried, and part of it is that we keep putting safety labels on stuff. Not the stupid people will read it, but smart people in the vicinity will stop stupid people from doing stupid stuff. Usually. So anyway, we've made it easier for stupid people to exist in society and think that they're actually productive members of it. And that's part of the problem. Part of the problem. All right. Let's take a look here. What's going on? Um, so while you're sitting there and you're contemplating the universe and everything in it, um, really the key to survival, if you will, in any situation, as we learned from philosophy. In fact, if you ever want to make your life better, if you truly want to make your life better, study Stoicism. And before everybody starts freaking out, It's catching on. I think more and more people are getting into it, and it's really the way I've lived my entire life. And it's basically, hey, crap happens, bad things happen, and you you can either let it destroy you, or you learn something from it. You should look at every opportunity as a chance to learn, as a chance to grow. Remember, don't screw it up. Grow it up. That's the idea behind Stoicism, is that there's just a lot of things that are going to happen to you that are not pleasant, that are not a wonderful, happy, positive experience, but you can learn from it and you can grow from it. You can grow stronger from your experiences. The other thing about Stoicism, very practical way of living your life, is knowing what you can't change and what you can't change, and knowing the difference. People are familiar with the Serenity Prayer if you're in a 12-step program, and I'm not judging. God bless you. You're in control. But the idea behind the Stoicism is that, well, there are things that you have control over. You have control over the way you think, what you think. You have control over what you wear, over your personal hygiene. I mean, there are things that you have absolute control over. Then there are things that you have influence in, maybe not necessarily control, but you have influence. Correct? Now, this is an extra step that isn't necessarily always covered by most Stoicism. Usually it's always put in that what you can change and that what you can't change. But there is this third element, I think. Some talk about it, but there's the area of influence. So there's things you can't change, and then the kind of the area of where you have an influence, where you can promote change, and you can express a desire for change. You can fight for change, and that's a good area. And you can, you don't you don't have to be involved, but you can be, and it's a good thing if you are. But anyway, so there's the things that you cannot change, things that you can change, and those things that you influence. So the things that you can change, you should be happy with those things. That's really where everything sits. Because if you aren't in control of yourself, if you aren't focused mentally and you aren't happy, well, guess what happens? You fall apart. Case example. I joined the United States Marine Corps when I was 21 years old. I had just done a church mission, because that's what you do after you've gone and done a church mission, and you're never drank, never smoked, and you're a virgin. Obviously, you join the Marine Corps. So anyway, I joined the Marine Corps, and the idea behind boot camp in the Marine Corps is that they put you through an enormous amount of stress. And they put you through an enormous amount of basically just complete and total befuddlement and chaos, constantly putting you in chaos. And at first, it's kind of a shock. At first, you're kind of nuts. You have no idea what in the world's going on. People are yelling and screaming at you and calling you all kinds of names and throwing things and making you stop and stand and then run and stop and stand and then do push-ups and jumping jacks and run in circles and then stop and stand and then do nothing for long periods of time. You're constantly just this chaotic nonsense, and they never tell you what's going on. They don't. There's no morning briefing. You say, "Well, gentlemen, this is what we shall be doing for the day." You never know what's going to happen. You pretty good idea when lunch happens, other than breakfast and dinner. Other than that, you have no idea what you're in for the most part. And the reason they do this, the reason they constantly put you under this stress, is so that you get so used to being under stress that when you're in stress, you're not stressed. It's brilliant. It's brilliant way of conducting things, because when you're in combat and you got the fog of war going on and all the noise and all the confusion and all the explosions and dust and just the complete nonsense and craziness of warfare, if you aren't focused at what your job is and doing what you need to do, you're going to freak out and get everybody else killed, including yourself, most likely. And so the idea of boot camp is they put you through so much crap, so much hell, that you get to the point where you're basically very comfortable in chaos. That's the idea. You're just comfortable in the chaos. And you need to learn in your own life how to bring that. Because if you're stressed out and you're freaking out all the time over everything that's going on, well, you are good to no one. You are going to make mistakes and you're going to get freaked out and you're going to have a horrible time. So that's why when you see a Marine walking around, there's a bit of a confidence, there's a bit of cockiness. Well, it's because they've learned that they can handle anything. They can take on anything. Not to get stressed out about it, regardless of how big odds you got against you. If the only way of surviving is staying cool, staying calm, and doing your job. And that applies to everything in life. Stay cool, stay calm, and plug on. And that is my message to you and the whole world. That's the goal that I'm hoping to find, is that, hey, we can laugh at all this stuff. That is the key. Laughing at what's going on in the world helps us stay focused, helps us be healthy, peaceful, sound mind and body, and then we can make proper and appropriate decisions. So, as we venture on into this world, as we carry on throughout our day, always keep that in mind. Do I have control? If I have control, what control do I have? Do I have influence? What influence do I have? If I have no control, I have no influence, then why am I bothered? It's going to be what it's going to be. If it eventually comes back to me, I'll deal with it then. And that's the way to live your life. Trying to think that, also, those of you out there who think that you are somehow changing the world because you're, well, Facebook posts and liking and sharing, to some degree, I would suggest. I mean, the most influence, the most good you can do with your day on Facebook, of course, is liking and sharing my posts, because they are maximized for pleasure. That's what I'm all about, you people. Anyway, I forgot, I gotta grab my thing here. Hold on. Don't go away. I'm just gonna be right over here. I'm still talking, grabbing my thing so I can talk to you people. See what you're having to say here. Do. So I'm pulling it up. So hang in there, people. Because here's the thing. I get people. Okay, I had this comment that somebody posted that somehow I was helping people by making fun and making light of everything that's going on, that somehow I'm part of a greater conspiracy to get everybody to hop on the trains and go to concentration camps. I don't. You can actually be happy and still be concerned and care about the world. I know this is striking news to you. I know this might be blowing some of your minds, but you can actually be healthy mind, be happy, have a positive nature, and still deal with the pressures of the world. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Okay, what am I trying to find here? Oh, there we are. There we are. Comments. Oh, you guys are going crazy. And still be concerned and care about the world. Okay. Oh, there's. I'm on tape delay. I don't know if you guys knew that. Let's take a look. All right, comments are going too fast. Okay, that's going to take all day just staring at them. Um, so if you have any questions, comments, I'm not addressing here. Feel free to message me during normal office hours if you could. I mean, if it's an emergency and you got to talk to somebody, I get it. I'm the lone voice of reason sometimes. I get it. I understand it. But as you're wandering around through this world, with every day, with all the craziness every day, you really got to start your day off and just decide to be happy, and you can do that. You can just decide, hey, I'm going to be happy anyway. That's because, like I said, and the people it might come across. Most people, when you say stoic, is that you basically don't care, and nothing could be further from the truth. It's not that you don't care. It's just that you have a realistic understanding of what the situation is. If I have no control or influence over something, well, guess what? I shouldn't get upset and be unhappy about it. I shouldn't let this destroy me. One of the greatest books ever written is Viktor Frankl's As a Man Thinketh. I highly recommend you read that book. He had an incredible experience of, surviving concentration camp. I mean, think of the worst thing you could possibly think of have to go through, and he did it, survived it. And the key is that he didn't let what was going around him destroy him. He stayed positive in his mind. He stayed stoic. He found pleasure in the things that he could find pleasure in, and just did what he could. He figured, I'm no longer in control of most of anything, and there's a very good possibility I'm going to die, but there's also a possibility that I'll survive. And if I survive, I don't want to be destroyed by this. And so he found joy where he could find it. And he realized the only thing that could not be taken away from him, the one thing that he knew he could be in control of, was his thoughts. And he was in control of how he reacted to what was going on around him and to him. And because of that, he wrote perhaps one of the most inspirational books of all time from those experiences. So as you're sitting there and you're moping down, and it's real easy, especially with everything. It's real easy to get complacent and to get bored and to get kind of fall into a funk. Well, find a way to get out of your funk. Challenge yourself. One thing, except for when you come onto Facebook and social media to watch my videos. Other than that, most of it you can ignore. Most of it you can ignore. Most of the negativity you're seeing in your life, you can put an end to by just putting your phone down. I know that seems like a harsh thing to say, but it is absolutely true. You don't have to listen to these people. Find out what's going on. Various sources where you can find what's going on. Most of what you're telling you is lies anyway. Most of it's propaganda and nonsense. Don't get caught up in it. Don't get yourself drugged down. The world's not going to an end. Calm down. Just chill out and relax. Have a good time. Pay attention. If you have influence, use your influence. If you can make a change, make a change. In fact, there's lots of things you could do to make a change. There's lots of organizations out there that are doing good things. Go look around those. Spend your time looking for organizations that are doing good things. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of good people doing a lot of good things that don't get any kind of attention. And why do they not get attention? Because they're not scaring the crap out of you. The news is all built on fear. The news is all built on shiny objects to flash at you so that it gets your attention. That's what they're doing. As they say, if it bleeds, it leads. That's what they're doing. And You don't need to listen to that. Find other things. Go find. There are organizations near you that need help, that need volunteers. There's soup kitchens. There's opportunities to go read books to children in the hospitals. It might be a little crazy now with the COVID thing, but there are animal shelters that need people to come and just hang out with the animals so that they're used to being around human beings. If you can't adopt them yourself, you still want to hang out with animals, you can go do that. You literally can just walk and go in. They'll let you sit down and play with kittens and puppies and be with old dogs that are having a bit rough go with things. You can hang out with them. There are homeless shelters that need help with all kinds of stuff. Work in the soup kitchen and just hanging out with people and chatting. All of these wonderful things that you could be doing with your life, other than sitting around feeling bad about yourself. Because, I mean, you might be thinking, well, I need money, right? So you're going to get a job. You can't find a job. You have all this time. So you have all this time thinking about the fact that you don't have a job. Well, guess what? Go out and do some service. Go out and do some nice things for people. And guess what happens? You start feeling better about yourself. You might end up finding a job, meeting people. Go out and meet people. We don't talk to each other anymore. We don't talk. We don't have conversations with people anymore. We're just yelling and screaming at each other. This is one thing that I find rather annoying is people who, now look, Facebook is not the end all of the whole world, so calm down. But it's rather interesting when people post the whole, if you support such and such, you might as well just unfriend me. It's like, look, it's not my job to decide. Most of the time when they do that, I just, whether I agree with whatever it is their point is or not, I'll just unfriend them because it's like, well, if you're that shallow, fine. There's nothing I've done that has caused you any hate or content, and you're going to just judge me based on something that I support that you don't support, even though I'm supporting it for my own reasons that you don't understand and won't listen to. Whatever. What I'm saying is Facebook isn't the real world, so calm down, people. Nothing goes on. Look, we could lose power. When EMP comes and knocks out all the power and everything, Facebook is gone. YouTube's gone. It's just, it's gone. It's nothingness. And what are you left with? Whatever's right around you right now. That's what you got to deal with. That's your whole world. And guess what? That's what your whole world is right now anyway. So, make your day. Have a good day. Have a good day. And you might be asking yourself, well, Rodney, how do I have a good day? Here's the first step. You wake up, you're breathing. You are already beating the odds by just waking up. And if you have a home, if you're in your own place, roof over your head, you're sleeping on a bed, boom, that's pretty amazing. You ever been in a situation where you didn't have a roof over your head and don't have anywhere to sleep? That sucks. That sucks a whole bunch. And if you can put together a whole string of days where you're not experiencing that, boom, you're doing pretty good. You're doing all right. And I'm not saying look down on others because, they don't have what you have. What I'm saying is be grateful for what you have. Every morning when you open your eyes, just be grateful that you opened your eyes. Be grateful for everything you have around you. Be grateful for your family, your friends, and your stuff. And if you have a job, be grateful you have a job. Just show some gratitude. Get up and go, oh my Lord, look at all this cool stuff I have. And automatically you start feeling better. First thought in your morning, first thought in your day is, I'm happy for the stuff I got. Then you can also be happy for the stuff you don't got. You know what I'm talking about. I've had, some of you know about my brother Stephen. Let me give you an update on my brother Stephen. Here's what happened. He's been battling cancer for several years now, in and out of the hospital, chemotherapy over and over again. And finally, last December, the the cancer had gotten so bad it was everywhere. I mean, it's just everywhere in his body. And they told him, they started doing the chemotherapy, and the chemotherapy sessions were just about killing him. I mean, just he was on the brink of death every time he went through a session. So they finally just determined that, look, if we continue to do the chemotherapy, you're going to die because your body can't handle it. And so he decided, so they decided to just take him off chemotherapy. And they told him in December that he probably had about 2 months to live, that the cancer was too crazy and it was destroying his body, and he had 2 months left. And so at that point in time, we just started planning out what to do. I mean, it's a tough thing to deal with, cancer, tough thing, death in general. But I mean, when somebody dies suddenly, it's painful. I had a cousin who's just a year older than me, died a year ago, and brain aneurysm. He'd been really healthy, taking good care of himself, and just gone one day. No expectations, no nothing, just happened. And then for my brother, going through what he's going through with the cancer, and just anyway, they said he had 2 months. So he goes home and he figures, well, I got 2 months to live. He'd been, watching his diet and everything for several years, and trying to be healthy so he could survive. Now they're telling him, well, you're going to die anyway. So he thought, well, screw it. I'm just going to eat whatever I want. So he's been eating whatever he wants, having a good time. And he's still alive. In fact, he's gained weight, which is pretty amazing. Just talked to him yesterday, and he's gaining muscle. He's getting stronger. He's been going on backpack adventures. He's an amazing fly fisherman. If you've ever watched somebody do fly fishing, it's like it's poetry in motion, especially the way he. I mean, it's just a thing of beauty to watch. And he went and bought his own casket. If you guys have seen those videos, I did a few months ago with him. He bought his own casket and painted. He's an artist. He's an amazing artist. Has been his whole life. He pinstriped his own casket as something to do. And right now he's looking for an old Porsche. He wants to restore a Porsche. He's just finding things to do and living his life. And him and his wife Tammy. Just every day's a gift. It's pretty amazing. I mean, for 6 months, he's just been living like every day's a gift, because in his life it is. And a lot of the messages that I have to share, want to share with the world, is about that life is an amazing thing, and regardless of what the government's doing, or a bunch of misguided idiots running around breaking things are doing. Life is beautiful. Life is still an amazing thing. It's still just absolutely every single day is an amazing thing to be a part of. And when you lose that, when you give that up, it's really easy to become depressed. It's really easy to get, to be full of fear and anger, and you don't need it. You don't need it in your life. There's no reason for it. People try to get you to, it's been talked about many times that the two biggest motivations in life one is to gain pleasure and avoid pain. Many have talked on this subject, but so because there's so many different things that give all of us pleasure, and I won't go into the details on that one. If you look at advertising, everything is about either the fear of loss, pain, experiencing pain, or obtaining pleasure. Every commercial is either promoting something that brings you joy or something that helps you avoid pain. Government and news organizations, well, they're all about pain. They're all about fear. Because of motivation, they use fear to control and manipulate you. And as long as you keep buying into it, you will be miserable. So just, if you're feeling unhappy, turn your phone off and grab a coloring book. Grab a crossword puzzle. Pick up a ukulele. Go take up the accordion, for crying out loud. I've always wanted to be a musician, and you understand this. I own 7 guitars, 3 ukuleles, 4 keyboards of various sizes and types. Hey, my friend. Hope that's not a copyrighted tune. I might get in trouble. Anyway. So I'm trying to learn music. I'm going to get an accordion. I'm going to learn. I got to get a band together. We're going to get an accordion. We're going to do covers of Spirit in the Sky with an accordion because I found out that there isn't one out there. Been looking. I don't know if anybody's done one. If anybody's done one, please share it with me. I've been looking. If you're an accordion player, you want to accompany me as I butcher the words. Love to do. Let's put a band together. If you're around, send me a message. If you want to join my band with an unskilled lead man who doesn't know what he's doing. So probably not any different than any band you've ever been in. But at least I'm honest about not knowing what I'm doing. So that'll be cool. But somebody's sending me stuff. Hold on. Oh, apparently there's arguing going on in the feed. Holy cow, people! You're not paying attention. What's the deal? So, what was I talking about? Anyway, so yeah, use this opportunity. Do some fun. Do some fun things, man. You should be doing this anyway. Get into gardening. Gardening. Sometimes I mumble. I don't know if you guys caught on to that yet. But really, the message that I would love to share with the world is just be happy. Find ways to be happy. Go out and look ridiculous. You know, kind of interesting thing. I don't know if you guys remember. There was now most of the stuff with the NBA. As you guys saw this. You know, if you ever go into an NBA game, they always have cameras floating around. And they have Kiss Cam, and then they have like these crazy things that go on, and they'll videotape it. Most of that stuff, I don't know if you knew this, it's staged. I know it's a shock, but a lot of the crazy antics that go on, most of it's staged. But every once in a while, they catch somebody in the audience who's doing something crazy that's awesome. I don't know if you remember the kid. I think it was a Boston Celtics game. They were playing Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. And the dude just gets up and he starts singing along to it and just starts going crazy. Just being a nut. It was awesome. And it's funny because people are drawn to that. They watch it. Went viral. Millions of people watched it. Dude was an instant sensation. And what was he doing? He was just having fun, being ridiculous. Here's something. Everybody wants to be ridiculous. Everybody wants to be crazy. Everybody wants to have fun. But they're scared. Everybody's so scared of being perceived as being stupid or being an idiot. Well, guess what? We're all stupid. We're all idiots. Everybody, you think of anybody you want, they're stupid idiots. Human beings, we have such a limited capacity of understanding the world around us. We don't even see half of a percent of everything that's going on around us. There's so much happening that we can't even see. Things that are physically taking place that we cannot experience because we are not capable of understanding them. So we're sort of in this limited space with a limited brain, with a limited understanding, and we think that we're brilliant. And some of the things we come up with when you're comparing them to what everybody else is coming up with as human beings is brilliant. But in the big scope of things, we're, we're not. We're not all that intelligent. We're not all that smart. None of us are. None of us are. We're all just making this up and guessing on almost everything we're doing, right? But anyway, we're scared. We're so scared of just having fun. We're scared of people seeing us and thinking that we're crazy, that we're not like everybody else, which is an amazing thing. And it's so weird that with the world the way it is, that we have so much available to us, that we have so much technology, we have so many things that can make our, see if I'm expressing this the way I want to, but with all that we have, with all the abundance and everything that we have in this world, all of these things, we still just want to be accepted by everybody else. We just want everyone else to like us. We just want everyone. We just want to be. We don't want to cause any problems. Just want to go along, get along. I don't want to be a problem. Well, my friends, go ahead and be a problem. Go ahead and do what you want to do. Be what you want to be, as long as you aren't hurting anyone. In fact, most of the time when you're doing that, when you're breaking the mold, you're breaking the chains of normalcy. When you're breaking through all that stuff and making the world a better place through just being happy and helping other people be happy, well, guess what happens? The more ridiculous you try to be, the more of a genius you become, because you're breaking out of that stagnation. You're breaking out of that mold that everybody else is trying to fit into, and they don't understand how come you're not trying to fit into it, and then they see you doing that and not fitting into it, and then all of a sudden it strikes something in them and they go, hey, I don't have to be miserable. I could be happy, and I can just do what I want. I can just be happy doing what I want. I can do this? Absolutely, you can. And it's so much fun. There's not a lot of money in it, mostly. I'll give you that. But it's fun. Just have some fun. Make a stupid video of you dancing like an idiot. Who cares? Who the freak cares? You want to sing? Sing. You want to make some art? People have been. I also got to say, I have some amazing friends out there, amazing people creating some amazing art of my face. I don't know why you're using my face. There's a lot better looking faces out there, but you want to use mine, you're more than welcome to it. And but they're making amazing art. So many talented. There's so much talent out there. We get so focused on the mainstream is that we think that the only thing that is funny or the only thing that is good is stuff that is popular. That it has to come from the mainstream to be any good. That is so far from the truth. There are so many amazing artists, comedians, painters, sketch artists. There's improv actors. There's musicians. There's so many amazing artists right just around you. They're everywhere. You know, take some time instead of listening to the music that's top 40 garbage. That's nonsense. Go find the guy next door, maybe your neighbor. There's some amazing people in this world doing amazing things, are doing it because they're making art because they love it. They don't think they're ever going to make any money at it. Maybe they get some, but they just want to do it. They just want to perform. As comedians, one of the things that's the biggest thing right now is just getting to be able to do live comedy because the circumstances that we're under and the situations that we have to perform in are so weird that a year ago, doing an outdoor festival where everybody has to separate and be far away from you was a horror show of a comedy show. I mean, you did not want to be a part of that nonsense at all. And you know what? Guess what I'm doing on Saturday? I'm doing an outdoor festival, an outdoor comedy performance. Why? Because every opportunity to perform now is a blessing, is just a joy, an absolute joy, just to get anything right now. And all these artists who do stuff because they love it. That's the thing, is finding what you love and sharing it with the world, and then finding other people that love and appreciate it. Oh my goodness. That's everything. Like I said, there's so many people that, because we human beings, we have this horrible thing that we don't think anything's good until everybody else likes it, which is silly. It's like but somebody has to discover that talent. Somebody has to discover that those people are good. And guess what? That could be you. You could be that guy, that girl, or whatever you identify as. You could be that in this life, in this world. Just go out and find local stuff. Support local bands. Support the people around you. Get to know them. I mean, think about it. If you had a chance to get to know some of the biggest artists, like Willie Nelson, back before he even got discovered, and became friends with him, like good friends with him, wouldn't that be amazing? Well, guess what? Those opportunities are everywhere around you. Getting to meet brilliant people, doing brilliant things within our limited capacity as humans, of course. So much out there. So much more that you could do, my friends. This has been kind of a rambling thing, but just stuff I wanted to get off my chest. There's so much negative nonsense out in the world. I just wanted to bring you a little something. Okay. I also got to go ahead and see if I can do this. Okay. So you can see my t-shirt. It's Gold Girls, Stay Golden. I was a poor kid, middle child. Didn't have a whole lot. Most of the clothing I ever wore in my growing up was hand-me-downs, and it was very. It was always a joy to get something new that was actually mine, growing up, and as such, we grew up. I would get one pair of Levi jeans, 501s before school started. Then I would get another pair for Christmas, and that was my. Some years we got two pair. I'd have two pairs of shoes, three shoes for the most part, shoes for gym, shoes for every day, and then shoes for church, and that was pretty much all I ever had. All right, that was because you were a big family. It was a deal. So when I got older, one thing I always liked was t-shirts, because I never got to get cool t-shirts. Sometimes I got a cool I had a Fonzie t-shirt when I was younger. That was pretty cool. And then I got one of the first. I wish I would have kept it. One of the first Ghostbusters t-shirts. But most t-shirts I ever had were plain white tees. Nothing to the band, but just plain white shirts, t-shirts. That was it. Sometimes in different colors. Mom felt crazy at Kmart. Went a little nuts. Bought a multi-pack. Dang, I'm living large. But so t-shirts and footwear are two things that Anyway, well, clothes in general. I'm a clothes horse, which I shouldn't be, to my wife's chagrin. But anyway, I have lots of t-shirts. Love t-shirts. And working on having, now this is cool. A lot of people have been asking for t-shirts with my face on them. I do have a thing on Teespring, and it's a weird, because I don't have any money. So I had to figure out a way to be able to do t-shirts so I didn't have to spend any money because I don't have any money to spend on them. So I did a Teespring thing because they'll print them just as you order them. They'll print them. They'll send off to you. So I got some designs. It's called Rodney Norman Stuff on Teespring if you want to go there. Still figuring out the design thing because some of them turned out kind of funky. I gotta fix them. But anyway, we got t-shirts with my face coming out soon. And like I said, maybe I'm going to start a band. Put a group together. I'll start doing accordion covers. And some originals. Maybe I'll do a little original music too. So anyway, I'm going to read your comments, respond to them. Maybe we'll do this again. I don't know. Yeah, maybe let's do a regular thing and actually, put an effort into it. Stuff. That'd be cool. But anyway, tonight I'm at the Mohegan Sun in Montville, I think is what it's called. Anyway, the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, at the comedy club there. I think it's comics. What it is, okay, fair warning what this show is, though. It's a bringer show. What that means in comedy is the comedian is new and they don't know, nobody knows who they are. And so the bringer shows are, they put people on the show who have been doing comedy for a very short period of time, and they convince them to bring a whole bunch of their friends to the club to watch them. So it's a bringer. So they have to bring their own audience, right? So they got all these comics. Some of them are pretty good. Okay, I'll just leave that. And then so they do that, and then the closing of the show, they bring in somebody who has some experience, right? So the people who paid money to be there just before they feel like they've made one of the most horrible decisions of their lives to be there and sat through what they just sat through, then they give them a good show and they go, okay, well, that was worth it. So you're paying, you're being drug in to watch other people, but at the end, it pays off because you actually get to watch somebody who knows what they're doing. And that person just happens to be tonight. It's me. From my friend Jeff Wade, very funny comic. He's been running the show for years. Closed it out for him a couple times. This will be a lot of fun. So do that, and then I've got another show here in Connecticut. I'll be posting. I've been posting that one on my page, and then of course next weekend, September 11th and 12th, I will be doing Wise Guys in Ogden, Utah. I'm going to be recording that, and possibly, if it goes well, if I record it correctly, I might be releasing that as my first comedy album. People have been asking for that. So I figure I'll just record all the stuff I got so I can stop doing it and start doing some new stuff. So be looking forward to that. Comedy album coming possibly in the very near future. So anyway, with all that, you guys have been, it's been delightful. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys are awesome. Maybe we'll do this again tomorrow. Might do the daily. I'm thinking about doing like a daily morning show. I don't know what your thoughts are on this. I'll just get up here, talk about the news, give you something positive to think about. I'll give you a positive bent on all the horrible news. And talk about good things, happy things. That kind of stuff. So, anything else? Oh yeah, you got any requests? Things? I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm a multifaceted and talented individual, and I'm able to portray some pretty remarkable characters, as you may have surmised. If If you have something you want me to read, do a dramatic. If you haven't seen my dramatic readings thing, I do dramatic readings. Originally, it was just all the Facebook posts, but as Facebook posts have become less and less interesting, and basically just everybody spouting off the same thing all the time. When I find something creative and original, I try to do a dramatic reading of it, and give it the voice that it so rightfully deserves. If you got other stuff you want me to read and I have time for it and I get to it, I'll do it. But you just send that stuff to me, PM it to me, uh, and please try to do original stuff. Don't be sending me memes that have been floating around for years or one of those cut. If one of those cut and paste and share with your friend, don't send me those. I'm not nothing personal, but you know, try to keep it original. Let's have a little fun here. Anyway, thank you so much. May the day be full of joy and happiness because you choose for it to be. Thank you again. Love you all. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. You don't even know.